Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacconiana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home. Today we have a very interesting old lighter that is somewhat different from most that you are going to run across. At first blush, it may look like just your regular old flip-top petrol lighter, Zippo type insert style, but that would not be the case. It is a flip-top petrol lighter, but it does not have an insert. It is a closed tank lighter. There is some damage, plating loss to the fill screw, and I'm having a hard time. I hadn't noticed before, but it looks like there might be something underneath that D&Co. Maybe my eyes are playing tricks on me. I can see that it was marked 801 underneath the slot, and then above the slot where the plating is missing, and it looks like brass underneath, so I'm assuming this is chrome, D&Co. Then it looks like it may have also underneath the and been marked 77, or maybe those are just marks and my eyes are playing tricks on me. Whatever that is below the D&Co above the slot, I had not noticed before making this video. So it is a flip top lighter with a rather small chimney area. You can see it is square, and that Zippo type copper braided wick is pretty much filling up the entire chimney area. There's a lot of corrosion to the file wheel. The lighter did not have a wick or any wadding when I received it. This was the third of the vintage lighters that were in that group that I purchased with the Canadian Club Whiskey Cygnus. Somebody hit me up about trading for that the other day, and my mind on that, first of all, I can't remember who it was, I'm sorry, but I am responding to you here, so feel free to respond to me. That flint screw or flint spring is up in there. There we go. So that screw was just kind of sitting up there inside of the tube. It's just kind of the perfect length to sit there, I think. We'll find out here for sure. Get our flint drop back down there. Now, flint spring, and you can see that indeed the spring just disappears. Tighten the flint spring screw back down. So it looks like we can pretty much do by hand. And sure enough, if you guys have watched me long enough, you know I would typically tell you to groove that. In other words, before you get it too tight, make sure you've got the motion moving on your flint in the proper direction. Okay. This is a very rudimentary operating type lighter. I think we can go ahead and tighten this back down now. There's your lesson. Learn from my mistake. Do not tighten your flint spring screw all the way down before you make sure that you have the wheel moving in the right direction. So flip top lighter that is also a closed tank lighter should get fairly good fuel efficiency, I would think. There is no gasket, but it's got a pretty deeply threaded screw. Not sure what the entire composition is here. Like I said, the screw looks like chrome plated brass. So does a good part of the body here. That looks like brass underneath that. But the windscreen or chimney and this whole area appears to be made out of a different kind of metal. And I'm not sure how it is fastened in there. Maybe held into place by the flint tube with some sort of bracket. I did oil the cam. It wasn't wanting to open very well. As you can see now, it opens just fine. Lights, with all its flaws, wear, dings, plating loss, corrosion, dents, other blemishes, marked D&Co 801. Whether or not there is anything else there, I would not swear. See, it might be a little prone to vapor lock, as I have just filled it before this video. Until next time.